Excuse me. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Go ahead, click that subscribe and like, and I look forward to the comments. I have a lot to say, so I'm gonna try to get through it quickly because I don't want this video to be too long. Like my in content video was a little too long. Um, this is RuPaul's Drag Race season 10, episode 4, I think. So we start off where we left off. Y'all know how they always do the reaction to the elimination and everything. So we have Vixen throwing shade. I'm not going down that road yet. I'll get to Vixen later. And then you have Eureka, who stirred the pot a little bit and came back with them crumbs, letting everybody know that Mayhem kind of threw people under the bus, which, I mean, she did. But that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? When you up for elimination in a group challenge, you're going to always throw it to the leader because why not? You know, whoop, boom, the leader over there, you did it. So that's what Mayhem did. She tried to, throw that out there. But Mayhem, you needed to open up your mouth. You didn't speak up for yourself, point blank, period. But you there. You stayed. You won your lip sync. The Millie challenge. The mini challenge was a photo bomb. They had to take a picture and they were gonna photobomb a celebrity, and so they had different people like Mariah, Beyonce, Venus Williams, Taylor Swift, the Jonas Brothers, that kind of thing. I'm gonna go. I have my notes because it's still too many. It's too many queens, and I gotta keep it straight. But like I said, I got a lot to say, so I'm gonna go through this really quickly. I thought that. Oh shoot. Mayhem's quick drag, baby. She looked beautiful. Some of them quick drags look like quick drags. You know what I'm saying? And some people are doing it on purpose. I get that. But some people are trying, and it's not working. But Mayhem, baby, you looked good. Eureka did pretty good. Oh shoot. Monique, I felt like you were trying to copy off of Aja from last week, because she won. And I feel like even your makeup, I thought it was her at first. I feel like you were trying to do her makeup. I felt like you were trying to, because you thought it was a winner, so you were trying to do it. And you actually did a decent picture. You were grabbing the crotch of the Jonas Brothers, which I thought, until I saw that last picture, I thought you were going to win, because it was cute. It was just. But Aquaria ended up winning. She was photobombing Kim Kardashian and West and Kanye West, and it was like somebody had dropped some poo and she was trying to pick it up. It was nasty, but it was cute, original, that kind of thing. So she won. Then we get to the main challenge, and she won $1,000 credit at Postmates. I could use that. But the Maxi Challenge was the last ball. What I like is that Ru is bringing in social issues, and she's using this platform to bring social issues to people. And so, like, she did the, you need to get out and vote episode a few episodes back. Oh no, that was during the All-Star season, but same concept. So this one was about global warming, and she was like, global warming is real, even if people don't want to accept it. So our theme today is dealing with global warming situation, or problem, I should say. So that was the Maxi Challenge, was the last ball. The theme was the last ball. So they had to come up with 3 looks. So the first look was Alaska beachwear, basically. And then the second look was Miami winter. So they're switching it, for global warming. Get it? They're switching it. And then the third one had to be like Martian. Like, the world, we done killed it, we done destroyed the world, and now we had to go to outer space. So it was like a Martian look. Then we get into the workroom, and you see the queens working in the workroom. And one of the things that stood up was Asia. I called her Aja earlier, but Asia was helping everybody. She's clearly a seamstress. She does it by trade. She talked about all. I'm sorry, y'all. Something in my eye. She talked about all of the sorry. She talked about all of the people that businesses. She said she's done costumes for dance teams, and she's done celebrities, and she's done ice figures, outfits, skating outfits. So Rue even said, she said, so this is like a legitimate side business. She was like, no, this is my business. So she's clearly, this is her thing. And she was helping a lot of people, and she talked about how it felt good to help all these people, and she felt like she was sort of a mother, to the workroom, and she liked doing it. That's gonna come back later, and that's why I brought it up. She was Monique had grabbed this material that she clearly didn't know what to do with, but it looked good because they had they had materials for people, and of course it was like a ready set go, and everybody had to run and get what they wanted. And so Monique got this like vinyl quilted material that, and Asia kept saying, you don't know what to do with that, you don't know what to do with that, and she didn't. But she got there first, and that's what she chose, and it is what it is. The other thing we find out is Asia's home life. She lost both of her parents, and she said that's something that she's still processing. That and she didn't get into the details, but she lost them both in the same year. So I don't know if they were in some sort of an accident, or if it just unfortunately happened that way, that they both passed in the same year. So that we get this year. The other thing that happened in the workroom now, my daytime profession will not let this conversation go. I don't know what school Monet went to, but ain't no teacher told you that Europeans got their accent because they were trying to be different when they went back to England after they had. First of all, the way you explained it in your confessional is totally different than the way you explained it in the workroom. And once you said what you said in the confessional, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to have to do some research, and I'm going to have to check on that. But what you said in the workroom, I was like, no, no ma'am, no, hell no. Because what you said was, they were talking about English accents versus U.S., American accents, but British accents, I should say, versus American accents. And she said that Americans had their accent first, and the British were copying or some shit. And they were like, no, you do know that we came, well, not us, but we came from Britain, and they sent us over here, or we came over here. And so they would, y'all gotta look at the episode, because but anyway, make a long story short, she sounded real stupid what she was trying to say. But then when she went in to explain it in the workroom, it actually made a little bit more sense. So that's why I said I'm going to have to do some research on that one. I'm going to get back to y'all, because my daytime profession will not let that go. And what you're not going to do is say a teacher told you that bullshit. But I am going to have to check on some things about the, because what she said was, once we came to America, the British, the colonists came to America, and they went back to England, that's where the accent came from people who were here and went back there. I still call bullshit on that, but like I said, I'm gonna have to come back to that. Anyway, bullshit. So I'm going to go really quickly because there were 3 different looks. The guest judges this week were Tisha Campbell and the young lady from I didn't write her name down. The young lady from Dear White People, which I love that show. If you haven't watched it, go to Netflix and binge it. It's really good, and I think season 2 is getting ready to come out soon, or it may already be streaming. I haven't been on my Netflix in a minute. I think I'm gonna watch Roxanne Shante this weekend. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to review it, okay? That's on Netflix. But yeah, Dear White People is a good one. RuPaul's runway look this week, bitch. Oh, she was giving you ball. She was giving you Bella the ball. It was this, I can't Google the picture because she just tweeted it out. Honey. I mean, she looked, okay? That's all I got for that. I love me some Tisha Campbell Martin. I have loved her since. It's a little known show that most of y'all probably don't even know it came on. Anybody that knows this show other than me, y'all put that in the comments, because it was a show called, um, now I'm going to forget the name of the show, but it was Tisha Martin. She was the only black girl, but it was supposed to be set like in the 60s, and they were orphans, and they were in an orphan. It was sort of like a Annie type thing, where this rich guy, he needed some positive publicity, and so his publicist went to the orphanage and picked up these girls, and that was the premise of the show. And then that was like the pilot. And then the show, he ended up keeping them, and it was like 6 of them. And they did like a whole season, but it didn't come back. But it was so, I remember I actually had the VHS tape for a long time. Anyway, Tisha Campbell was on that show. She couldn't have been no more than maybe 15, 16 years old, if that. And I really want to say that was before Little Shop of Horrors, or around the time of Little Shop of Horrors. But anyway, I have loved her since then. I've loved her voice and everything. I'm gonna remember the name of that show before I finish this damn video. If not, I'm gonna pause it, Google it, and bring it back. But I didn't love her dressed up. Dress didn't do nothing for me. But everybody else looked, they did what they did. Eureka, I loved your bathing suit. As a big girl, I would have worn that bathing suit. Okay, so I love what you did with that, boo. For the most part, the first runway, Mayhem came out. Loved your look, boo. When I say loved it, I loved it for you. It didn't, again, you ain't wow me, but it was good, and it was you. Like I said, Eureka was great. She had, because when she first came out, I was like, because her cover up was like this frilly polka dot thing. But then when she opened it up, baby, baby. For me, the person who did it for me, because here's the thing. I guess my fashion sense just doesn't match their fashion sense, because a lot of times things that I like, they don't seem to like. And then the stuff that they love, I don't like. So I can only give y'all my opinion of what I like. What I didn't like was Monique. I didn't like her bathing suit, and she didn't really do. She didn't give you no wow. Like most of the other ladies gave you a cover up with a reveal, and if they didn't have a cover up, their bathing suit was something spectacular, something over the top. But the person that wowed me was that damn Cameron Michaels. That bitch, that body, that bitch slayed that bikini. I'm sorry, I loved it. I loved the judges seemed to be lukewarm with it. They seemed, some liked it, some thought it was okay, but I loved it. Wasn't crazy about Dusty's. Vixen, I'm trying to not let the fact that I don't like you blend in with the fact that how you your runway. She had this clear bikini thing working. I don't know how I feel about that. I think that was one of those outfits, either you love it or you hate it, and I was sort of in the middle. I didn't love it or hate it. It didn't really do. I just don't know. I don't know. I didn't like Miss Crackers. It was all hair. It was like braided hair, bikini, and then even her cover up was just like a green wig, and it looked like one of those little hula dolls that you put on your dashboard. But again, the judges loved it. I didn't. I thought it was like the thought of hair. And again, maybe I'm just being too literal, but the thought of hair as a bathing suit, I didn't like it, and I didn't think it fit her that well. I didn't think it did anything for her, but they loved it. The next one was Miami Ice. Mayhem, I loved her look. Eureka, I loved her look. They were the first two out, so maybe that's just what it was. Cameron Michaels gave me Game of Thrones, the undead. That's what she looked. When I first saw her, I said, she looked like an undead. If you look at Game of Thrones, you know what I'm talking about. But that's what she looked like. With the icy eyes and the really pale makeup and the blonde wig. It was a look. But that's what the look was. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, didn't want to turn around and go in the opposite direction. Vixen's outfit was better than the first one for me. I liked Monique's reveal. Oh, I'm sorry, I done skipped to the last round. But okay, anyway, I like Monique's reveal. The Martian round, I don't think anybody made me be like, nobody made me be like, bitch, you did that. Like, some did really well, some did okay. Um, Eureka seemed to think she did the damn thing, and I just wasn't feeling it. It was like, it was supposed to be like Martian party to me, and to me, it looked like she was going into a boardroom. It looked like Alexis Carrington 2030. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't. But she was very proud of it, and it was a nice outfit. I just didn't think it went with the theme. But again, that's me. Um, so we get to the tops and the bottoms. Um, Aquaria was at the top. Shit, I don't remember who else. Aquaria won. So Aquaria was the top for the week. The bottoms were Monique. I mean Monet. Excuse me, Monet. Um, Rusty Bottoms, and there was a third person, but she was safe. But Monique and Rusty Bottoms had to lip sync for their life. Now, let me rewind for a second. And here's the piece I wanted to come back to. That's who else was in the bottom. Shit. The main person I want to talk about was in the bottom. Asia. Now, here's the thing. Y'all know I told y'all I was Team Mayhem. And I'm still Team Mayhem. Even though she ain't wowing me like she did the first episode. But I still like her. I like her a lot. But at the beginning of this episode, I even wrote it in my notes that I was starting to feel Asia. And really was like, okay, I think I'm going to be rooting for Asia and have to pull for her because I really like her. I like her story. I like her personality. You know, now that we're starting to get to know them a little bit more, her personality is starting to come through. And I was like, I really like her. But here's where you fucked up. What you not going to do, you're not going to brag about something on the front end and then complain about it and play victim on the back end. So when you landed in the bottom, that's who the third, I don't know how I forgot that, but because that's what I really had something to say. The third person that was in the bottom was Asia. So when the judges did your critique and they said that your outfits just did not wow them, your response was you didn't have enough time to finish your outfits because you were too busy helping everybody else because everybody needed your help because of your sewing skills. But that's not what you said in your confessional during the workroom. What you said was you didn't mind helping and you liked helping and it made you feel good and it made you feel motherly. And, you know, so don't do that. Don't, now that you're in trouble and you're back against the wall, don't start complaining about the shit you was bragging about a minute ago. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Now, I like the fact that you were safe and that you get another week because I do think you have a lot to bring. I think that you are going to be competition, but don't do that shit no more. And they told her, they said, you got to take care of yourself first. Like, this is a competition. You can't help everybody else to your own detriment. You finish all your shit, and then if you have time, you can help somebody. But what sense does that even make? No, what you should have just said was, I had a concept, it didn't work out. Because I think she was going for like this ball concept. Like her bathing suit had balls and like every outfit had these balls. And I think that was her concept, but it didn't hit. And that's all you had to say. Because her outfits didn't really do nothing for me either. You know, and I expected after all that bragging she did about her sewing skills and how this is her profession, I expected a lot more as well. That doesn't mean that she didn't put a lot of work into the outfit. It just didn't wow me. You understand what I'm saying? It could have been perfect construction and all that other stuff, the technical stuff, but the actual outfit itself did not wow me. So, I'm going to talk about Untucked for a minute. I said I wasn't going to blend the two, but I can't help it this week because during the Untucked, Vixen was safe, Eureka was safe, so they were in the workroom together. Vixen is talking to, was that Monique? I still get them mixed up, y'all. I'm sorry. I think that was Monique. And Eureka went to say something, and Vixen was like, let me finish, please. And Eureka was like, and Eureka had actually stopped before Vixen stopped her. It was like she was getting ready to say something, then she caught herself. And Eureka was like, I'd already stopped talking. You know, like, damn. And so then Then Vixen became Vixen shit. Vixen became Vixen. And Eureka responded. Eureka didn't back down. And Eureka was like, you know what? I could do the same thing that she can do, but you get an attitude with me and you get nasty with me and you talk to me any kind of way. You don't do that with her. She was like, and I'm not the one. Eureka was like, I'm not the one. Like, don't get it twisted. She's like, I've been trying to be really nice to you, but for some reason you got an attitude with me. And Eureka was like, I need to go smoke a damn cigarette. Who going with me? She was like, fuck this. And Vixen being Vixen was like, I ain't even like your ass from season 10. And Eureka was like, see, that's the problem. You came in here with a preconceived notion of me. You don't know me. And Eureka was like, I ain't even like your ass. I couldn't even stand your ass. But I tried, I tried to give you a chance. Bitch, tried to give you a chance. Fuck you. Fuck you. What you mean you tried to give me a chance? And Eureka did not back down from her. Eureka was like, they got to arguing and they was in each other's face. Like, they were like this. And I felt like Vixen was being rude to Eureka. I felt like Vixen was unnecessarily snapping at Eureka. But I think Vixen is used to certain things. I think Vixen is used to people backing down from her because she has that harsh attitude. And I think she's used to people backing down from her. And Eureka did not. Eureka did not back down from her. Even to the point where Eureka left, smoked her cigarette, came back. Vixen was still talking about her. And Eureka was like, you still talking about me? Like, you still talking about this? And Eureka was like, you know what? I'm done. You said what you said. I responded. Because Eureka said, I did it on purpose. I poked her on purpose because I wanted to see her response because I had noticed that she responded to me differently than she responded to other people. So she purposely did what she did. But she was like, but I got the reaction I expected. So that was a mess. And so the lip sync came down to Monet Exchange and Rusty Bottom. And they did a Nicki Minaj song. And Monet Exchange lip synced the shit out of that song. Do you hear me? Rusty, poor baby, she tried. She did. She tried. She got lost in the words at one point. She got it back together, but she just... Monet did this thing where she pretended like she was going to do a split. Like, she jumped up, but then she came back down and she hit the judges with a, not yet. So I knew, to be, so, you knew it was coming. I mean, she did it. She used her outfit as prop. She did a tearaway of part of her outfit. So she definitely, she earned that. She lip synced the hell out of that song. And I never heard the song before, but she lip synced the hell out of that song, okay? So that's where we are. I like I said, I took a lot of notes, but I had to edit them down, or this video would have been an hour long. But I still don't fuck with Vixen, and I got my eye on that bitch. Asia, you got redeemed this week, but don't do that shit again. Don't do that no more. Blaming other people for your shit. I gotta keep an eye on a few people. I'm gonna keep it to myself for right now. But it's a few of them queens I gotta keep my eye on. But Aquaria had a good week, so we're gonna see where this goes next week. Y'all drop it in them comments. Let me know what y'all think. Have a good evening.